Welcome back!
Hey y'all, it's Hawi,
And TG.
and we're back with Awaze with our video number 6.
Sis, how do I? This one is actually amazing. We're super excited about it. It's about sisterhood.
And we interviewed our sisters.
We did. We both brought our sisters. So let's get to the interview and we'll come back and sort of unpack.
Hey, I'm Alco. I'm Hawi's younger sister. And I'm a teacher by profession, but I think I do a lot of different things, and I see myself as a creative too. But yeah, I like to write, love music. I'm a plant mom. That's been a new thing. So. Oh, and I'm engaged. I'm engaged. Words left.
Hi, my name is Galila, as her family likes to call me Loco. Yeah. I am her sister / cousin / explain our relationship later. Okay. I am a medical student, 5th year actually. I do a lot of things, but mostly I do medical school. So yeah, that's me.
How has our relationship evolved over the years?
Man, it's evolved in a lot of ways. I remember being young and feeling very much like the little sister, you know, because you were the oldest from all of us. Getting beat up. I'm not beat up, but okay. There was, I think it was just more, you could tell that you were like a secondary parent in a way. Like I had to make sure that I gave you the place of older sister in certain ways. But I think that's kind of disintegrated over time, where it's become more of a friendship and feeling obviously that we're very close in age anyways. Yeah, I think we've gotten to be more open with each other, more real, more expressive. Whereas when you're a kid, I mean, you don't even know what that means. And things are pretty shallow anyways in life. You don't have a lot to kind of express at that young age. But I think with that also, the dynamics of life have had an effect. There's ups and downs that we've gone through. There are times where we've maybe felt further apart from each other. There's times where we've been a lot more closer and intimate. So I think the dynamics have gotten stronger over time. But I also believe that we've gotten to know each other more, and I think we've seen each other as individuals grow in certain ways, and that's had an effect on our sisterhood as well.
I think when I remember when we were kids, we've had a lot of like times where it was just me and you. Like a lot of memories where mom and dad weren't there, and it was just like me and you doing
Yeah, they straight up like, yeah, that's true. There's so many times where it was just us, a lot of memories of that. I have a lot of memories more of you telling me the stories of that because I was so young too. So like certain crazy adventures we went on, like the time at the park. I'm like, I can only remember bits and pieces of it because I was probably 2 or 3, whereas you might have more memories of that. So I just know the stories growing up. But yeah, definitely, you're the person that I've known the longest. I mean, I've known you literally my entire life. So yeah, you've seen me grow, I've seen you grow, and our sisterhood has grown too.
How have you felt like you've learned from me? What ways what lessons have you learned from me?
I think, that's hard to put into an answer. There's so many things, and then there's going to be definitely things I'll forget. I think probably number one is I've seen your confidence grow a lot, especially in times where people have expected you to just stay defeated, where you decided, no, I'm going to defy all odds and get back up again. That's not something that you see a lot. You see it in underdog movies, you read about it, but it doesn't happen a lot in real life. So I've seen that from you, your resilience, your determination to make something better for yourself against all odds. That's something I really admire, and I think life definitely isn't easy for anybody, but I've seen the hardships you've gone through as your sister, I know. And then there's obviously things I don't know, but I've seen you continue to grow. I've seen you, even in those struggles, maybe be in it, but decide this is not where I'm gonna stay. I gotta rise out of this. So I admire that, and I've learned that from you too.
Thank you.
You didn't expect that answer, did you?
And what about in terms of people who have relationships with their sisters? What advice would you give to those individuals?
I think one thing for sure, and I would probably say this for any type of relationship, people do not remain the same. You are not the same person you were 10 years ago. And I think I had maybe remembered you being this person, so when I saw a different personality trait, I'd be like, that's not Howie, that's not my sister. And that's not fair to keep you in a box. But also I might have kept myself in a box, stopping myself from growing in certain ways, because we kind of just make permanent figures of people and we're always evolving. So it's important to know that even with your family, as much time as you spend with them, we're changing as people constantly. So the person that you've grown up with 5 years ago is not the same person today. And they shouldn't be. It's a good part. Change has to happen. It's a natural way that the world works. So I think it's important for us always to consider that and even be hopeful for those changes, because hopefully we're heading in a better direction and becoming better versions of ourselves. And if we kind of stay against that change, we're a part of the problem, and we don't get to see that person evolve and blossom to who they're meant to be. Yeah.
That's so nice. So, how has our sisterhood relationship evolved?
Okay, so we were a part of each other's life since day one, but I think we became really close when we were like kids, because our parents decided to put us up in the gym and we would work out together, dance together, and that's when we really bonded, I think, at least in my opinion. And since then, so life came into play, so we were not as close as I would like, but we were still a part of each other. And it's like when we meet, it's like we never parted from each other, and I love that. It's like, yeah, one of the best qualities about you. It's like we always make time once in a while, and then we get together, and it's like we never parted.
That's cool. What are some of the things that you feel like you've learned?
Oh my god, everything. So like the thing was like the age gap between me and my actual sister was very wide, so I came to you with everything, and you were so cool and non-judgmental that you ended up shaping some aspects of my life, and I owe you.
I'm very proud of the fact that I'm like the bad influence in your life.
Oh
Not
my
like terrible, but like I got you into some trouble.
Yeah, if my family is listening, I'm still a good girl.
Yeah, you didn't hear this. You heard this. What advice would you give other women, other sisters, in how they relate to each other, especially in family settings?
So, yeah, it's like, even with my sister, it's like the age gap, as I said, it's been tough, but you always need to make time for each other, and you need to have each other's backs. And yeah, like our sisters need to be there for us in a way that society isn't. So my advice would be to be there for each other and have each other's backs.
All right, y'all. So that was the interview with my sister Alko and TG's sister Galila.
I like how you quote unquoted that. Okay, I'll explain. She is not my biological sister, technically, but my mom is her godmother, and we grew up together, and our parents have known each other for an insanely long time.
Yeah.
And we also look alike, so at some point we got tired of explaining. We were just like, we're sisters.
No, they look more like sisters than me and my sister.
Like,
do.
that's my sister.
So I think it's time that we ask each other the questions pertaining to
True.
sisterhood.
Absolutely. So one of the questions on there was, how has our relationship, our sisterhood, evolved?
Yes. And if I'm gonna go first, I've known my sister my whole life. Even though I am the oldest sister, we've literally have lived every single one of our experiences together whether it's just music, you know what I mean? Because we used to stay at home and we would watch a lot of music on this channel called Music Box.
Okay.
Alco, remember Music Box? And so we watched it all day and we learned like who Madonna was and Lenny Kravitz, and it was just like, I literally spent most of my time with Alco next to me. And Alco said that I had like a sort of violent streak a little bit when I was older. I don't remember
Apparently
that.
I was very physically violent.
I don't remember that. But I do have to say that because we used to live in America and then we moved here to Ethiopia. And I think that we have grown individually as, you know, as people. But also I think there are times where our relationship was challenged. But I think that challenges only can progress, you know what I mean, a better relationship. I think that if you don't experience challenges, you don't know the best of what is to come in a relationship. So with us, we had some of those challenges, but I can say that I'm so proud of the person that my sister is. I'm so proud of the woman that she's become. She is gonna get married in a few months
wedding
too.
coming soon.
So I'm so excited to be one of her bridesmaids and be able to watch her just transition into the next chapter of her life. So I can say that it has become such a beautiful journey with my sister.
That's adorable.
Yeah. What about you?
Me and Galila, she's 3 years younger than me.
Okay.
Oh, she actually does have an older sister, but her older sister is a lot older, so there's a big age gap there. I also have an older sister, but she's 20-some years older than me.
Oh, wow.
So neither of us really got to experience fully a sisterhood with our own
Closer
sisters.
in
Yes.
age, yeah.
And we both had super, super conservative parents where the only way we could leave the house is if we left together.
Oh wow.
So one of us had to be there for like accountability's sake. So yeah, same with me. For most of our lives, we were neighbors, and we spent literally every day together. We talked for hours, and I've seen her grow and achieve so much, especially academically. Very smart, annoyingly smart. Like I'm mad at how smart she is, but she's reaching heights that I've always wanted for her, and I'm so proud. And we don't necessarily spend as much time as we used to, but she said it as well. It's like every now and then when we do link up, it's like we never were a day apart, which I absolutely love about our sisterhood.
I love it. I love it. The next question that we asked was, what did you learn from your sister? First we asked them what they learned from us.
Yes.
And now we're saying what we learned from them. If I were to talk about what I learned from Alco, and this is something that I've always admired about my sister since we were kids, and it has stayed true, is the fact that she is uniquely herself. She does not, change, depending on what people say or what time it is or what trends are going on. She's always uniquely herself. She kind of actually doesn't like when people copy her. Okay. She gets really annoyed when people copy like her style or her ideas, but she's always uniquely herself, and I love the fact that she stays authentically her. So that's something that I admire, and that's also something, even though she's my younger sister, we're like 1.5 years apart, that's also something that I incorporate into my life too.
When it comes to my little sister, she's so focused and goal-oriented and disciplined. And like I said, academically, she's incredibly smart. And it's something, towards high school, before that, I was also very focused on my education. But by the time I hit high school, I was like, I'm gonna go pursue life. But I'm so proud of her. And I'm forever in awe of how focused she is and how disciplined she is into achieving her goals. So
she absolutely is.
Yes, so that's something I've definitely learned from her.
And the last question was just what advice would we give for people who have relationships with their sisters?
Absolutely. So my advice would be is just to talk. Tell them about your life. Tell them about the things you're experiencing. Because with me and my little sister, because I was older, I started to experience life a lot sooner than she did. And so for the most part, she was living vicariously through me. Yeah. And so I told her everything. We talked about everything. And one, it gives you a great bond. And for two, it's kind of a way for them to learn from your mistakes and the things that you did wrong as well. So please have conversations. Have the most open conversations. They're so helpful.
I actually really like that.
Yeah.
I think the thing is with my sister, like I said, because we literally have experienced so much of life together, whether we were in the same room or whether we were in different parts of the house, I think, like you said, it's just good to communicate. I have to say the same thing. because just because you're living in the same space doesn't mean you're experiencing all
True.
of life the same.
Yeah.
And sometimes their responses to life are not mine and vice versa. But I feel like giving each other the space to grow too. I think me and my sister just became two different people, and there's a beauty in that when you embrace each other's differences. So communicating that and allowing each other to be myself as well as herself for sisters out there, because I feel like not every sister, you know, relationship is, you know,
It's so
giddy
different, yeah.
and, you know, you're always close. Sometimes you go through challenges, and I feel like it's okay to live your life and she lives her life, but at the same time, when you come together and you communicate and you say, how can we just, you know, embrace each other, but at the same time have a fruitful relationship? So for me, that's the number one thing.
Absolutely. So thank you guys so much for rocking with us. That wraps it up for episode 6.
Episode 6, guess what, you guys? Episode 7 is going to come up, and we have such a special treat. We're going to be doing a charity giveaway for our next video, so we're so excited. As we said, we're going to talk more about it in a video that we will post on our social media, which you can find at Owazi Media.
Yes, sir.
And as usual,
Stay hydrated, make good decisions. Awazi out. Bye.